Hello, everyone. Welcome to Queerly Recommended, the podcast where we recommend queer books, films, TV shows, and more. I'm Kris Bryant, a contemporary romance writer for Bold Strokes Books, and this week I'm recommending a sapphic novel from May.
And I'm Tara Scott. I review sapphic fiction at the Lesbian Review and Smart Bitches Trashy Books. And this week I'm recommending a recently released sapphic romance.
Nice.
Kris, we
Yes,
took a break. I haven't seen
we
you in a
did.
month. What has been up?
So I just got back from GCLS.
Woo! How was it?
It was good. I mean, it was Florida. It was hot.
Well, that was yeah, when I heard it was going to be in Florida in August. I mean, I've never
Yeah,
experienced Florida in August, but I am Canadian, and it just sounded like
you would
miserable
melt.
from a temperature perspective.
I didn't leave the hotel except in the evenings when I went to dinner.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Don't melt on a sidewalk in Orlando.
Yeah, so I never left. I got there, and yeah, it was, yeah, yeah,
Was was it everything I was it everything I imagined?
it was very, so like it was very chill this year.
Okay, good.
It was very chill this year.
Hmm.
It wasn't as big. I don't
Hmm.
think, I think it was maybe 250 people.
Hmm.
Usually they're about 300 or so.
Yeah.
And it was a huge place. Like this convention center, hotel slash whatever, had
Hmm.
two towers. It was just massive. Like
Whoa.
I think I averaged like 10,000 steps. And I never left the hotel. Like, how does one do that?
What other conventions were happening at the same time? Because the year I went, there was like the big old Christian conference that was also
Oh,
happening.
yes, that's where we all got sick. Yeah,
Yeah,
except for
and I've
you.
heard it at other previous ones. There's been like furry conventions and
I don't recall seeing anybody other than people who were there on vacation. Like
hmm,
my flight was full of kids, and it was funny. I was like, "Why are there so many kids on this flight?" And it was because we're right, like the hotel, Orlando. It's Disney World, it's
yeah,
Epcot Center, it's Universal Studios, it's all of that,
yeah.
which I could see from my window and did not dare go to. And it rained every day.
Oh no.
I mean, and it wasn't just like Florida rain; it was like stormy rain,
Oh, damn.
storms.
Yeah, no. So it was
Yeah.
hot and
Well,
humid.
yes, it was terrible.
Hmm.
Like I thought I would do cute things with my hair and I was wrong.
Yeah,
It
that's
didn't happen.
okay.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. I was all right. I was all right with that. So
So were there
GCLS.
any conference highlights?
The audio narration panel that I attended was
Mm,
phenomenal. It was
mm-hmm.
absolutely fantastic. Quinn Riley, Lori Prince, and Abby Creighton did readings, and Melissa Braden was the perfect moderator for it because she didn't just say, "Here, reach apart, reach apart, reach apart." Like she broke it
Mm-hmm.
apart so well, and like it was just perfect. And it was funny because I congratulated her on a great panel, and she's like, "I finally got to put my theater
Yeah, that's
degree to
great. Yeah, her
use."
theater
So
background.
yeah, it was kind of fun. It was great. And I think that really helped elevate the whole panel. It was
Mm,
packed. Like there was standing room only. It was a pretty
mm-hmm.
big room too. So, narrators always draw a big because audiobooks is,
Mm-hmm.
audiobooks are growing so much and there's so much interest in it. And it was just a great panel. I really enjoyed that one. I was actually on a panel when there was
Mm-hmm.
a panel about AI. So I
Yeah.
missed it and I wanted to go to it, but I was on a panel, so I couldn't, just up and leave.
Yeah.
The awards show, I was kind of sad because not a lot of people who won were there.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, so it went fast. It's like, yep,
Yeah.
UCLS accepts their award on their behalf type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened quite a bit. So that part was sad. But overall, I mean, for me, it was a good con. Wasn't in my top five, but it was a good con,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't get to see my friends as much as I wanted to, but I got to see some friends that I hadn't seen in years. So, I mean, it was a give and take. It was good.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And I met new readers, which was
Very good.
fantastic.
Very
Yeah,
good.
that was really nice. It's always really nice to talk to new readers because they don't know a lot about you, but they've read your books, and so it's just nice to sit down and talk about like where an idea came from. And I
Mm-hmm.
miss that. And so it's so nice to be around people who are there for your craft. So
Hmm.
it was a good time.
Very good.
Yeah.
What else happened in the last month?
In the last month, yeah, because it's been a while.
Yeah.
So Teddy is getting bigger, and guess who is playing with him? Still better.
Is it Black Kitty?
It is not Black Kitty. Black Kitty is like, fuck you very much.
Oh, okay.
But Orange Kitty plays with him.
Okay.
And they all can be in the same room because Teddy's learning boundaries the
Good.
hard way, but is
Well,
absolutely just like the cutest, fluffiest thing. And he's getting big. Well, he's going to the vet. I'm taking him to the vet tomorrow for some more
mm,
shots.
mm-hmm.
And I bet you he's going to weigh over 4 pounds. Can you believe I got him when he was under 2 pounds?
I know. He was such a teeny weeny little dude.
Yeah, and now he's like a lanky teenager. He's
Oh,
all
yeah.
legs, all
Yep.
legs.
Yep.
And it was so funny at the con. People would walk by if I'm like talking to somebody and you hear this Team Teddy, say hi Teddy. It was so funny. I just love that so much. That was
So
great.
cute.
So yeah, it was a good time. And he's so cute and he's starting to settle down. He still like
Mm.
runs in front of me and tries to murder me by tripping me. Like that will
Oh,
still
sure.
happen.
Yeah. Yes.
But he's not as into everything like he used to be. Like he would try to dive on your plate. What's this? Is this food? What is this? Can I eat this? Can I eat this? And now
Mm-hmm.
he's more like, hey, I'm like, absolutely not. No, you try. Okay, fine. Yeah. You can just see like the teenager, the sweeping his hair. Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
So he's
Cute.
been and I missed him. He looked bigger in 5 days.
He probably was.
Yeah, he did. I was kind of sad that he got bigger.
Yeah.
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 And some more news that I got today. Today, you don't even know this. I'm springing this on you last
Okay.
minute.
I'm ready. This is my genuine for
Okay,
everybody.
this is,
This is my
and
real
I'm okay
reaction.
with this information. So, I am going to Iceland
Hmm.
for vacation.
Yes.
Okay, this is happening.
This part I know.
Yes,
But
but I am going to be doing a reading and question and answer at the one of the libraries.
that's so cool.
Isn't that I don't even know what to do with this information.
How did
So I
that
got the
happen? Did you just
email.
reach out and say like, "Hey, you want to do a thing?"
I reached out to the library and I said, "Hey, can I drop off some books? Like,
Hmm.
can I donate some books to the library? Because, Iceland's very LGBTQ friendly. I think it's the
Yes.
friendliest country in the world, actually. I think that's true.
I think it might
Um,
be, yeah.
yeah. And that's why I was like, oh, I'll just bring some books and drop them off. And then it became like, I said, if you want, I can hang around
Hmm.
if that's even a possibility, because I just don't know how things are done.
Does that
And
mean
they're
this could
saying
be a business expense? Could your
it
flights
could
be a
be very much
business?
so.
Hmm.
And so I'm just like, and they're like, yeah, we'll give you an hour. I'm like, oh my God, like I usually get like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So,
That's
um,
amazing.
yeah, so I'm gonna have to like, and I said I'll talk about my craft, I'll talk about the publishing process, the
Hmm.
writing process, editing process, I'll do a reading, whatever it takes, just to
Yeah.
get in front of people. And then, this helps because then I can recommend my friend's book, other people who I admire, I can recommend their books. And
Hmm.
so maybe there might be like a upswing in like some sapphic romances and queer literature in Iceland.
Hmm.
So, yeah. So
That's
that's really
awesome.
exciting.
Very exciting.
I know. Very exciting. What about you? What's been going on with you? We haven't talked in a month. Tell
All
me
right,
all the
we haven't.
things.
I had a birthday and that was pretty great. And this
Yay.
year on my birth, so usually on my birthday, it's like, what do you want to do? It's like, I don't know, give me a cupcake. I don't really care. Like, just give me food that I like to eat. But one of my favorite stand-up comedians was actually in town performing on the night of my
Oh,
birthday. Do you know Josh
nice.
Johnson?
Yes, you sent me, you told me his name, and
Yeah,
I do
so
know him.
he's for people that don't know, he does stand up. He has a podcast with Ashley Gavin, but he also is one of the correspondents on The Daily Show. And so he does a lot of topical content. And like I watch his show every week, and the stand-up section was like it was good. It wasn't like the funniest show that I've ever seen, but it was very good. But what was so cool is he's curated this whole experience on this tour. And I didn't know what to expect. I just expected to go see a dude with a microphone.
Right.
And that is not what happened. He had an opener that he brought from New York. She was great. She had an excellent, like a really tight, polished 5 minutes. It was great. But then he brought out they had a band come out and perform like 5 songs or something like that.
Wow.
They're called Gangsta Grass because it started with these 3 guys playing a bluegrass song. And then these rappers came out to join them. And I was like, what is
What is
happening?
happening? Yeah.
And it was so cool. They were so good. And then I looked them up and found out they did the theme song of the TV show Justified. And I was like, oh,
Oh, interesting. I have seen that
okay.
show.
Yeah. Oh, you might like that show. Neil loved it. My mom loved it. That's the sample size of 2 of people that I know, but I know that it's one that like a lot of people
But
really
Neil and I,
liked.
we usually vibe pretty well on
Well,
shows.
yeah. And if you like Timothy Oliphant, he's great in it.
Yes. Who
He's
looks
really
like
great.
somebody else. Josh somebody. No, not Josh. Yeah, I get the two
Um,
mixed up. There's
and then
somebody
who's
who
that?
looks just like him.
There's another guy in it who's really, really good, whose face I'm literally picturing. Perimenopause Brain is the most fun ever in the world. It doesn't matter. Anyway, it's a
Benjamin?
good show.
No.
I just,
Blue Diamond Phillips. I don't know. Who's all in it? Now I'm curious. Now you
all right,
set
fine.
this
I
little
will look it up.
rabbit
I'm
out there for
so
me to
annoyed that I
like
can't
chase.
think of the name, but I will see in a second. Walton Goggins.
Yes.
That guy, like
Yes. Yes. He's
he's
in
so
the
good.
White Lotus. He's done the White
Yeah.
Lotus. Yeah, okay. Cool.
And then okay, so there was the band, and then after that, the dancers came out and
No.
they performed like 4 or 5 things. And I was just like, I didn't know any of this is happening. This is amazing. And it kind of felt like it's for my birthday. No, it's not for my birthday, but
It
like
is
what a great
100% for your birthday.
surprise on my birthday. And he opened by saying, you're probably all wondering like what this is about. And he said, because the theme was it was around the idea of like summer camp. And he said that when he was growing up, he didn't have any money to go away to do camps for like music or theater or dance or any of those kinds of things. But he said that as an adult, as he's become successful, he's become friends with all these people who can do these things. And so he likes to bring them along and give that vibe of a camp. And I just thought it was so cool. So that was really fun. And then 2 days later, we hopped on a plane and we went to visit my family
Yay.
in another province for 9 days. That's part of why I had no FOMO other than the weather. The other reason why I had the weather in Florida, the reason I had no
Right.
FOMO around GCLS this year is that the end of our trip overlapped with the beginning of
Oh,
GCLS. And
yeah.
it was really mostly so good. The part that was less good was I threw my back out,
Oh
which
no.
what a great time. That's also why
No.
you've been watching me fidget this whole time we've been on Zoom together because it's
Oh,
like it's mostly better, but it's just like, okay,
mostly
do I have
better.
the right pillow behind my back? And we're gonna put one
Right.
here and put one here,
Oh, that's
whatever.
the worst. And then you had to fly?
Mm,
On now.
But I'm taking it as my body's way of saying, slow down, lady. Just slow down. You're not working. It was so good. I fully unplugged from work. I took 2 weeks off. I completely unplugged. I did not check Slack. I did not check email. I didn't check in with anybody. I figure there's so many people at work that have my number. They can text me if they need to, but like, we're not
Right.
saving babies. We're not
We're not saving
like, I
babies.
believe in what my company does. I
It's
feel
not
really
like
good about, that what we do is important, but like also nobody's gonna die. So that's fine. And yeah, I got to spend a really good time with my parents. My one brother lives there in town, but my other brother and his wife came to visit they live in
nice.
the
It's a
States.
family
And
reunion.
yeah, so we all got to hang. I got to see my favorite cousin. When you have more than 30 cousins, you get to have a
That's
favorite, I think.
crazy.
It was French Canadian Catholic grandparents. I don't know what to tell you.
Lots of
No,
kids.
birth control.
Uh,
And I got to see my favorite aunt on my mom's side and my favorite aunt on my dad's side. So it was good. I got to have pizza, which is a big deal there because like the pizza scene there is so specific. It's not the same as anywhere else in the world. I
Wow.
was interviewed in an article about how people from that area are so nuts about the pizza ones. So I was happy to have it. The kids were very happy to have it. We did when we did the family reunion, like with my brothers and all that. My mom roasted a turkey, and I made my grandmother's dumplings,
Oh my
and
gosh.
that was really good. That was also part of how I re-fucked up my back. I stood way too long doing it, but
Oh
it
yeah.
was one of my best batches ever. So it's like, if you're gonna hurt yourself, make it
Do
real,
it.
real good.
Baking.
In their town, it's not very big, but they have this amazing bookstore that's super queer friendly.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely loved it. The person working there, I don't think my mom clocked it, but my kids and I did that. Like the person working there is trans. Like it was such a good,
Oh, that's so
it was a
nice.
good place to go, a good experience.
Nice.
I bought Bob the Drag Queen has a book that I'm reading, and it's so good. It's so good. I'll probably talk more about it later, but it's called Harriet Tubman Live in Concert. The idea being that it doesn't really explain how, but basically historical figures are back in contemporary times. And Harriet Tubman finds a music producer, and she's like, "You're going to help me tell my story through rap." And it's just such an interesting way to learn about that period and some of the experiences of people escaping enslavement. And I think what I loved about, I'm about halfway through, and I think one of the things I loved starting to read it there is that the town I grew up in is actually one of the key stops on the Underground Railroad
Wow.
because it was the narrowest point of the Detroit River. And so my dad and I went to there's a well, it was formerly called the Black Historic Museum. It's now called the Amherstburg Freedom Museum. And I had actually never been there before. I had always meant to go. And I was like, I'm there for 9 whole days. Let's go. And that's where I learned 40,000, there were roughly 40,000 people who had escaped enslavement that came through
Wow.
my hometown. And we got to go to, as part of the museum, they've reconstructed a cabin that would have been lived in by a family that had formerly been enslaved. And there's a church on site, and it's right across the street from the church that I went to in high school. And it was all constructed by formerly enslaved people.
Wow.
So it was a very cool, very powerful. And I got it at that same bookstore. When I finish it, I'll probably mention it as well. I'm still reading it. Okay, Kris. Okay, here's
Yeah.
the thing that's developed since the last time we've talked. I've
Oh,
started saying, what if I actually don't hate poetry? If you can believe it.
hey.
I know, right? And so I was looking and I found a book of poetry. It turns out I think I just wasn't, the stuff they tell you to read in school was not working for me. And when you find the right books, amazing, eh? You find the
Right.
ones that are good for
Yeah.
you. But I found one that was written by a trans woman who used to be local to that area, put out by a press that's all run by trans women. It's very, I don't know what the fuck it is. As I'm reading it, I'm like, what is happening? Like it's kind of bananas, but also
You're
great. So I
loving
loved it. So
it.
yeah, it was a good busy time. We've been back for a week, and oh my God, thank goodness we made it home on time because the airline that we were going to fly back on went on strike. But
Yeah, you lucked out.
that strike only lasted for one day.
Oh.
And you know what, we fully supported it. It was the flight attendants. It was
Oh.
WestJet, and they went on strike for the same reason that the strike happened with Air Canada last year, which was that flight attendants were only being paid for the hours where the doors were closed. So
Oh
you
my
know,
gosh. All
right?
that
So
prep time.
all they were not getting paid for any of that. And last year when it happened, Trudeau, the prime minister at the time, he ordered them back to work, and they were like, fuck you. And they kept striking for a few more days. And I don't understand why WestJet let it get as far as a strike on the busiest weekend of the whole summer. I don't know exactly what happened. It only lasted a day, but I suspect they hoped that Carney would order them back to work, and he did not, which I think was smart because the public
Yeah,
was fully behind the flight attendants. So we were very lucky. We came back on Wednesday, and that was the first day where like none of the flights were affected anymore by the
good.
cancellations. So it's been a good summer.
It sounds like it. It
Yeah.
sounds like it.
Yeah. I'm pretty
Oh,
happy.
did I tell you? I don't know if I mentioned it. It's been a while, so I don't remember what we talked about last time or not. But I did go see the Berlin Wall exhibit.
No, how is that?
I didn't tell you this. Did I not? I touched it. Did I say don't touch it?
You
But I
know,
touched it.
it's gonna be so funny if somebody writes in and says, "Yeah, Kris 100% talked about it in the last episode. You just forgot.
Right,
You
because
perimenopausal person who
because
can't remember anything."
I feel
I
like
don't
I
think you
said the
did though.
part. No, I feel like I've said that I've touched it before.
Maybe.
Well, that could be applied to anything. I feel like I've
Hmm.
touched it before. No, it
I'm
was
leaving it alone.
right. They had several different things, and I didn't tell you this. Maybe it was my sister. So
Think so.
anyway, so we learned about the history of it. You know, you walk through, it's the kind where it has the headset and you walk through and you
Mm-hmm.
go station 11 and it tells you all about what's going on this.
Yeah.
And it was actually really depressing. Like the whole thing was very depressing. Like when
Yeah.
the after the war and it was just terrible. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so I walk into this room and most people here know that my mom is German.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I walk into this room and this whole wall has like old photos, like people at like kind of like a nightclub type thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're dressed really well and you could tell, they're smoking and drinking and have a good time. And there's this person that looks like my mom. It's not my mom, but it could have
Mm-hmm.
been a relative. I mean,
That's
and I
so
looked at
cool.
Deb, I'm like, who does that person look like? I doesn't look like my mom. She's like, oh my God, it does look like your mom. So I took a picture and showed my sister. My sister was like, I can see it. I could definitely
Mm-hmm.
see it. So it was like interesting. Like what, I know part of my
So
family
cool.
had to have been affected by this.
Yes.
It was, it was just a lot. So it's a good exhibit, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like 2.5 hours of like pure depression.
Yeah.
And then at near the very end, they have the big, huge section of the wall. And it's interesting on the east side, there's nothing. It is just concrete. And then on the west side, of course, it's graffitied and, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then I like fell for it and I bought a little piece of the wall. Like whatever the money goes for, I don't know, it was a good cause.
Yeah.
Then I have a piece of the wall now. I touched it and I have a piece of it. So there we go. Sorry, I didn't mean to like
No, that's
jump. I
cool.
totally forgot about that. But yeah, that was really interesting. Very sad though.
Whoa. All right, Kris.
Yes.
Now that we've caught up, let's catch up on what you've been reading or watching.
Yay. Okay, so I'm really into WNBA because we love women's sports, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look what you did.
Mm-hmm.
And I gamble a little bit on the games just for fun until it's time for football. Why
Yeah,
not?
sure.
It's me. I learn about the players. I learn their
Mm-hmm.
stats. It's stuff I like to. I'm trying to get in the rhythm for football season, which,
Yeah.
yeah, why not? And then there are so many new shows that have started up, like Ted Lasso started up, and it takes
Mm-hmm.
place predominantly in Kansas City. At least that's what people are telling me.
Oh,
And I know
cool.
that because they filmed it here. Like I was around when they filmed it, so I do know that that's true.
That's fun.
And like Silo started up. I have been traveling so much and I haven't been able to watch anything. Like my
Mm-hmm.
backlog for Jeopardy was like 3 weeks, four
Whoa.
weeks. There was like 18 episodes I had to like get through. I did get through them, by the way.
You did? So you don't give up on it at any point? Whoa.
No, not at all.
You're hardcore
I am
for
hardcore, like for
Jeopardy.
sure.
You're
I'll get you.
hardcore for Jeopardy.
I am. I am. And so it's just real hard to, watch TV. There's so much going on. And
Mm-hmm.
I think, starting in September, my life will go back to normal, and then all the shows will come out. So I haven't really been watching a lot of TV other than women's basketball.
Yeah.
And I read one book. I did pick up some books at GCLS.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up a book from a debut author, and then I picked up the one I'm going to talk about
Mm-hmm.
today,
Mm-hmm.
and I get picked up a couple more. So I'm going to get back into reading because
Nice.
apparently I'm just never going to write. That's where I'm at right now.
Well, I heard you have a flight to Iceland coming up anyway.
That's true. But also, I plan on sleeping, which I never sleep on an airplane. It'll be terrible, but I'll try it. Who knows?
It's too bad you can't sneak an edible on board.
I mean, I could, right?
I
You
would
never
not want to fuck
know.
around with TSA, but that's just me.
Good point. Good point. Yeah. So, and it was weird down in Florida because only medicinal marijuana is available.
What?
Right? That's what I said. I'm like, are you kidding me? But here's the deal. They had THC drinks, infused drinks, like at,
Oh,
at a hotel. I'm sorry, at the restaurant.
those are my favorite.
I love them.
That's my favorite method of delivery at this point. And I found one that
100%.
tastes genuinely delicious.
Like an orange sickle. I had one that was like an orange sickle.
Well, that's
So they
good.
bring it out and it looks like Fanta without ice. I'm like, what is this? Let's try it. Here's how bad it hit me or how good
Mm.
it hit me, however you want to look at it. This is a
Hmm.
funny story.
Yeah.
So I have to go to the bathroom. I'm like, I've got to go to the bathroom. Can I walk? Do my legs work? I don't even know at this point. When you get to that point, you're just like,
How many
I'm just
milligrams
leaving.
was in it?
So it was only five, but it was like five fast. It was fast five.
Okay.
So Cheryl, who's sitting next to me, she's like, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm like, oh my God, so do I. Let's go. So we
Hmm.
leave, we go to the bathroom, and I'm sitting there and I'm like something's wrong with me because I am peeing forever. Like literally, I'm going to the bathroom forever. Like I'm sitting there and
Hmm.
I'm just like, is there something wrong with my body? Because time means nothing. Time
Hmm.
is absolutely abstract. I have no
Yeah.
concept of it. So I finish, I wash my hands, I go out, and I'm so relieved to see that the whole table is still there. There's still eight people at the table. And I'm like, I go up and I'm like, I am so sorry. I do not know how long I was gone for.
Hmm.
I have no idea. I had no idea. And so everybody starts laughing at me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how long was I gone for? I'm still standing because I'm like, I don't even know what's happening.
Hmm.
And somebody's like 25 minutes. I'm like, shut up. I was gone 25 minutes. And
They're
Christine
fucking
was
with you,
like,
right?
she's like, you were gone for 3 minutes, baby.
Yeah.
So like they're
Yeah.
messing with me, but no concept of time when I take those on those drinks. I drink those drinky drinks. Yum yum.
Yeah. It's a good time.
It was good. I'm like, I want to go back to this restaurant, even though it was like super far away. I
Hmm.
wanted to go back just to have another one, but then I was scared because really it took me I can't even tell you. So much happened that night with that and
Hmm.
everything. It was
Hmm.
very comical. So, but anyway,
Fun.
yes. Where are we? What are we doing? What are we talking about?
We're in the what are you reading and watching
Oh, that's
section.
right. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was talking about books. And like, see, this is,
Did you have a drink tonight?
I did not. I am like as sober as can be. It's
Hmm.
just been a long day. Did I
Yes,
take my meds? Yeah.
I hear
So
that.
it's been a long day. It's been a long week because I hit the ground running and I
Hmm.
have Friday off because I'm leaving town. And so
Hmm.
it's just there's just a lot going on right now. So
Yeah.
anyway, enough about me and me going on and on. What about you? What have you been watching, reading, playing?
Okay. So before we went on vacation, every so often, it's kind of fun to have, speaking of cannabis drinks, it's fun to have one and watch, certain types of movies. And so the one that I watched with Neil, while I had had a drink was Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, the first one
I
or the
had
remake?
never seen it before. It is the first one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh my God, that
That was like
movie,
what, 80 or 79 or something
yeah,
ridiculous?
somewhere in there, like 81 or 82.
Yeah.
It was kind of
Ooh.
bananas. I think the thing that made me, there were aspects that I loved a lot. There were some, less good just based on the time it was in. Of course, there's going to be problematic stuff,
Right.
but I loved how seriously everybody took it. Like James Earl Jones plays the villain, and he plays it as serious as if he is doing Shakespeare. And it's just kind of magic. Now, I don't know how much of that was the drink or not, but I had expected it to be honest, I thought we were gonna be having a bad movie night. I don't actually think it's
Oh,
a bad movie. I think it's cheesy in a lot of ways.
cheesy. It's very cheesy.
Yes. And Neil pointed this out while we were watching it. I was like, oh yeah. It feels very much like a movie about a Dungeons and Dragons storyline. Like it with an adventuring party. Because there's him,
Hmm.
he's obviously the barbarian in the party. And along the way, he picks up a thief and a
Oh, yeah.
wizard and a fighter, and they have adventures. But yeah, that was pretty fun. We watched a TV series from the UK called The Other Bennett Sister and really, really enjoyed that. It's it's about Mary Bennett from Pride and Prejudice and her kind of story of like finding herself and becoming so much more than, what the book describes about her. Because in the book, she's just very like sad and religious and mousy and kind of in the
Yeah, I was gonna
background.
say mousy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I thought they did a really fabulous job with it. Although as we were watching it at first, I'm like, oh, she's such a sad sack and I want to punch the mother. But like by the end of it, it was really wonderful. And I think it was
Oh,
only 8 or 10 episodes and they were 25-minute episodes. So it's one
oh,
that
so it's
like,
fast.
yeah, you can get through it super fast and it's just really charming and really lovely. And when we were visiting my family, we watched all three of the previously released Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. So
Wow.
that was
Okay.
good. I had seen the first two. I hadn't seen the third. I really liked the third. And then we were supposed to go see Spider-Man on the weekend, and I got a migraine. So they all went to see it, and I stayed home. I'm
Mm.
yet to see it, but I'm
Mm.
looking forward to it. In terms of books, I read one called Welcome to, it's funny. I think it's supposed to be pronounced Welcome to Erotica by Allison Root, but it's Welcome to Arrow dash T T E A dash CA because the idea is that it's somebody who opens, it's set in the UK, I think in Oxford, and Harriet is somebody who is opening a tea room but also selling like dildos and it's just kind of like a spicy like it's kind of the yeah it's supposed to be like a classy tea room slash sex toy
Of
shop,
course,
if you
because
will.
yeah.
But the problem is that next door there's a coffee shop and one of the owners is extremely uptight and hates this very much and is a real bitch about it and even tries to call town council to like over some kind of
Wow.
nonsense. And so it's a Grumpy Sunshine age gap. I really actually enjoyed it. It was very I don't know if it's fair to say enemies to lovers because the woman opening the tea shop didn't see the other one as an enemy, even if she saw
Oh
her as
yeah.
that's where I think like the whole definition around enemies to lovers can get weird sometimes because it's like sometimes they see each other as enemies. I think that's enemies to lovers. But sometimes one of them sees the other as the enemy and the other one doesn't. And I don't think that counts.
Right. No, I think you're right. That doesn't count.
So I had a good time reading that one, and there was some really interesting character growth that happened in it. Like the woman who was one of the part owners of the coffee shop, Cass, it doesn't say that she's neurodivergent, but I'm almost positive that she is. And it was interesting also seeing that she thought she was asexual, and she's probably demisexual, like which is still on the A spectrum but she's not somebody that would like easily have sex with just anybody, but she found the right person and seeing that journey I thought was really interesting. And
Mm.
then I finally read the book that so many people have told me to read for years and years, Those Who Wait by Haley Cass.
Oh, you finally
I
look at
finally read it because I
you.
thought I have a long ass flight to my parents and a long ass
I'll
flight
cover it. Yep.
back, and I'm on
Uh-huh.
vacation. And sure, I can start a 600-page book. I see why people recommended it. It was
Nice.
very good. So, it's Sutton and Charlotte. Sutton's best friend, signs her up on a dating app just as Charlotte is about to quit being on the dating app because she's running for I can't remember which part of Congress it is, but anyway, she's running for Congress or she's about to announce her campaign. And Sutton is like, "Can you teach me how to date? I don't know what I'm doing," because she's, recently discovered she's bisexual. And so this is supposed to be like her mentor. And then, feelings happen and they're just gonna be friends. And then it's like, but are they? Maybe they'll be friends with benefits, but are they? And it's lovely. I really enjoyed it. And I'm reading the follow-up novella right now. So
Oh.
those are all the things from the last month. So, Kris, what is your official recommendation?
So my official recommendation is a sapphic book that was released in May of this year, Crash
Hmm.
Into You by E.J. Noyes. So I didn't know this book existed, and that's terrible of me because we're friends. And it was only out, it was, to be fair, I haven't really
Hmm.
been on the socials much. Like I haven't,
They're
the
not
only,
fun to use anymore.
Well, the only one I use is Threads, and that's such a quick thing, and I don't really
Oh.
use it to promote book stuff, so I don't really see a
Mm-hmm.
lot, if that even makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I use it to post Teddy, really, and then across it might go across the
Yeah.
socials, like a picture of Teddy, like on Instagram or something.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to picture this. So I land in Florida. It's like 1:30. I get my luggage. I get to the hotel. It's a little after 2. I have a panel at 2:45.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't, one of my sweet dear friends let me put my luggage in their room. And then I ran to this panel, and it was a reading panel.
Mm-hmm.
And EJ read from this book.
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting because she read, I think, first or second. She was first or second. So she reads the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of funny because it's about not funny. I mean, it's not it's interesting that we both picked a book about twins. So she
Mm.
read from her book about twins, and I read from my book about twins. So she was kind of ribbing me about like, oh, you stole my idea. And it was just kind of funny because like my book was last November, hers was May.
Mm-hmm.
So it was actually really cute.
Yeah.
So what she read was very powerful, and
Mm-hmm.
it was sad, but I'm like, I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck not? Like, I bought a copy there and I read it over the last couple days, and I cried my fucking eyes out. Like, I cried so
Mm.
hard
Mm-hmm.
several times. And, I think most of her books are categorized as kind of romance. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think so. But I wouldn't really call this one a romance.
Okay.
People will fight me on this. Let's go. I think it has romantic elements, and I think this is probably like a romantic blend book, that
Mm-hmm.
we categorize in at GCLS.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read just so everybody's aware before we get
Mm-hmm.
into this. This is what this is about.
Mm-hmm.
Beth Hollis never imagined a future without her twin sister Andy, but after a tragic accident takes Andy from her, Beth is left shattered, struggling to figure out how to live with a grief that feels impossible to survive. Then Fia, the woman who was first at the scene of the accident, steps back into Beth's life. Steady, compassionate, and undemanding, Fia becomes a lifeline just when Beth needs one most. But as their connection deepens, Beth can't ignore the painful truth that Fia is tied to the worst moment of her life. So, and it goes on. But like,
Mm-hmm.
we've all experienced loss. I
Mm-hmm.
think. And I think most of us are old enough to where we've all experienced some loss. And some of us have extreme loss. I mean, I lost my mother in 2022. It was a terrible time for
Mm-hmm.
me. Like it fractured me, and I will absolutely never be the same. I will not be the
Mm-hmm.
same person I was before. And I know this and I recognize this about me, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
In this book, EJ did not hold back at all, like at all.
Mm.
It is raw, it is
Mm-hmm.
painfully raw, and it's in first person. And that
Ooh.
really like elevates the
Ooh.
whole emotional
Yeah.
reaction to a book so much. And Beth is shattered. Like her character is absolutely shattered.
Mm-hmm.
It's very private and personal. Like I don't know how else to say this.
Mm-hmm.
You think that EJ kind of wrote it for yourself as you're reading it, so that if you don't know grief, you sure know grief now. Or if you do
Mm-hmm.
know it, it's like squeezing your soul again. Like there were so many times that I could have like highlighted because I loved the words so much, but then the whole book would have been absolutely highlighted. There was not a word out of place. Every word was there for a reason, and every word was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't read a book like that in a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually just it was amazing. So this character Beth she's clawing, she's scratching, and sometimes she's like, fuck it, I should just throw in the towel at life. She doesn't know how to live without her sister. And it's just her struggle. Like, how do I deal with this? Nobody
Mm-hmm.
understands my relationship with my sister. Nobody. My parents don't. My brother, I mean, this is a twin.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing, we get to know her twin, Andy, because every chapter EJ starts with like a memory of them. It goes
Mm.
back in time. And so you get to learn about Andy and the support that she gave Beth and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Because Beth comes across as like this, so I'm too busy for romance. I don't have time. I'm working too hard, but sometimes I like to party and let loose. And Beth kind of considers herself the fuck up. And she's like, I should have been the one that died. Like
Mm.
it's very
Mm-hmm.
heavy. And I've always wanted, I think a lot of us have sometimes thought about, wouldn't it be cool if I had a twin? I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Like I have.
Yeah.
That's why I wrote twins because I think it's so cool. So I wrote a twin book because I really wanted a twin.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case they're codependent because they're twins and they have only ever relied on each other in life. They have
Mm.
friends, but like the deeper connection, you will never have that. Your siblings, you have that connection, from birth. You have this
Yeah.
relationship, whether it's good or bad, and this is an extremely powerful relationship that they have about everything.
Mm-hmm.
This book is about grieving, so you know that the sister dies. So I mean, there are some triggers here. Like
Of
there
course.
is, yeah, of course. So you're gonna have death. There's thoughts of self-harm. There's
Mm-hmm.
sexual assault, and there's a couple other things. So there are trigger warnings. It's a very powerful book. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the look on your face right now, you're like, oh my goodness. But it is that good that
Mm-hmm.
I have to recommend it. I did this once before on a book that I loved so much. And a lot of people didn't give it the chance because it's about death. People don't like to read
Mm-hmm.
about death. But as you're getting into it and you're deep down there and you're rock bottom with her, you realize that this really is a book about hope.
Mm-hmm.
Like it takes a long time to get there, but it takes a long time for the character to realize it too. Like
Yes.
Beth has just gone through some like terrible, like I said, she hit rock bottom, and I love there's actually a description about rock bottom. You only know it's rock bottom because you stop digging.
Mm.
So like in that, like
Mm-hmm.
this book, just for the literature alone, this book is phenomenal for that. But the message is even better. Like I said, each one starts with a scene. Each chapter starts with a scene with the twins, and you get to know her. And it's kind of a sweet. Sometimes it's a sweet moment, and then boom, reality hits again, and you remember that she's no longer here. And Beth has such a hard time with it. Like she'll break down at like for no reason at all, or something that
Mm-hmm.
triggers something, and she just like falls apart. And
Mm-hmm.
it's hard. Like you have to watch this character struggle, and some of us have our own personal struggles with it. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of bam, like you're not ready for it, and then it hits, and you're
Mm-hmm.
just like, fuck, that hurt. That hurt so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think I cried more in the last quarter of the book when she was improving, when you could see that she realized that there is hope and there's this sliver of hope.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, yes, get it, go for it, ride that, take it,
Yeah.
get out of this, like work on yourself. And she had a business with her sister, and that business was kind of put on hold for a really long time. Yeah, it's an amazing book. And people are calling it a romance. I don't know that I believe it. There is a love interest. There isn't a lot of focus on it because that's not what this book is about.
Mm-hmm.
The character has to heal first before she has to accept everything before she can like open herself up to another person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, one of the other triggers is drug use. So there's drug use in this too.
Okay.
So I hated that I love this book so much. Like there's so much going on in this book, but I literally couldn't put it down. And I
Mm-hmm.
can't say that I say that about a lot of books.
Mm-hmm.
Like and then I think about it. So throughout the day today, because I finished it last night, throughout the day, I kept thinking about, oh, I can't wait to get back to that show I was watching. And I was like, wait a minute, it was a book I read and I have it. It's done. But little scenes stick with you and it just plays it in my mind. And then I'm like, oh yeah, there's that
Mm-hmm.
show I was watching. Oh no, it wasn't. It was a book I read. So
Mm-hmm.
it was like absolutely perfect. It was such a good book. And I understand that Abby Craden, she did such an incredible job on the audiobook.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, EJ said that she listened to it once and she will never listen to it again because Abby nailed it. Yeah, I mean it is a heavy. I'm not
Yeah.
lying. It is a heavy book, but it is so worth it. It is absolutely so worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I personally could not listen to an audiobook only because I heard EJ read from it. And so as
Yeah.
I was reading it, it was EJ's voice in my head. So to give it to Abby, it wouldn't
Oh,
have
that's why.
done it
Interesting. I
justice.
thought you were going to
Yeah.
say, so I find books with really difficult subject matter are sometimes harder for me on audio because I can't skip through it as quickly. Like, yeah,
Right.
you can adjust your speed settings, but
Mhm.
if you speed it up too quickly to try to get through a difficult scene, you just won't hear what's happening
Yeah, for
because
sure.
you'll kind of like it can distort it to where it's just too hard to hear what's happening. Versus if I'm reading on my Kindle, I can choose to like, okay, it's that kind of a scene, and I can kind of just like
You can
skim.
put it down too, or
Oh yes.
and yeah, you can do
Yes.
that too. It's
Yes.
yeah, I mean, truly a powerful book, and I swear if she doesn't win all the awards, I'm gonna punch people. Like it is that good. And I know people have a hard time reading the hard stuff, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you people read angst. You
What I
people, what?
do,
I
what I do,
know.
as my 14-year-old says, what I do.
Yeah, so I just feel like give it a chance. I've already recommended it to some of my upper peeps. Like this is
Mm-hmm.
really good. You should try it. Read this book. It's really good. It's
Yeah.
sad as fuck, and I'm sure it's draining to everybody, but there is some sort of like it can be cathartic. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I think that just means that I need to like pick my moment.
yes, pick your moment to read this book, but I do recommend it. Like I
Yeah.
said, if you disassociate yourself and just read it for the words, like if you can
Mm-hmm.
do that, it's so
No.
beautifully written. I know.
No,
It's hard.
I
I know.
cannot, which is
Like I came here,
why.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna read all these. I'm gonna read, like bits and pieces of it. But no, because like every time I'd read something, I'd be like, oh, that's great. I'm gonna have to highlight that. And then
Mm-hmm.
I'd turn the page. I was like, oh, that's even better. And then I'd turn the
Mm-hmm.
page and I was like, oh my, this is the best thing I've ever read. So it
Yeah.
was like that the whole book long. And I feel like if you, how do I want to say this and not offend anyone? Like I said, read it for literature if nothing else. Like if you can
Mm-hmm.
somehow disassociate and read it as a piece of literature and not as like a shredder, a heart shredder of a book, which has hope and a hopeful ending, a good ending, I think,
Well,
then
it
this
sounds
is
like it's about the human experience.
it really is very much so, very much so. And we don't get that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
When we read books on romance and write the books, it's more like, oh, I like her. I wonder if she likes me. And you don't really get too deep into things because most of the time people don't want to read that. When they're reading a love story, they want to read the love story. They don't want to get into the backstory too much.
Yeah.
It's either they just want it to keep it the way it is, or they want so much of a backstory. You're like, this will be an 800-page book if I write it the way you want it. So anyway, that is my official recommendation. Crash Into You by EJ Noyes and do it. I recommend it. So,
All right.
what about you? What's your official recommendation?
Okay, so mine is a new release from one of your fellow BSB authors, and it's called
Oh,
Never Date a Celebrity by Claire Forsythe. And I had been skipping through NetGalley and I saw the cover and I was intrigued. And I ended up really liking this one because here's the thing.
nice.
I love a celebrity romance. Also, I'm gonna say Kris was just talking about a book that's angsty as fuck, deeply about the human condition, about grief, about all this.
Right.
No, this is a fun romance. This is a
Woo!
fun, fast pace. There's nothing wrong with that. There are like, of course, there's like good feelings, good chemistry, all the good
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
But I, what was interesting too, I've read nothing by this author before. I think it's her fourth book.
Hmm. Okay.
I was checking her out on the BSB site today, and I somehow had missed kind of all of her other ones, but there was just something about the title that got me. And then I read what it was about, and I was like, "Ooh, I do love." And it says "Never date a celebrity." And the
Right.
thing that I actually love about this title, I was saying this to Neil, is that it's one that like you kind of get the premise a little bit, or like the bare bones basics about the premise from this, in that somebody is going to date a
A celebrity,
celebrity. A
and it's
normal
the worst
person
decision.
is a normal person is going to date a celebrity, and that might be a
Yes.
problem. But why is it a problem, right? So because I was talking to him about there are certain books in this sector, and I was like lovingly joking with him about Radcliffe's books.
Oh,
I can't remember if you tell me the name of a Radcliffe book, most of the time I won't remember which book it is. So instead, I'm like, the one with the president's daughter and the bodyguard.
yeah, that one. But everybody knows it. Everybody knows
I
what it
know,
is.
and that's not a fair one because it's the honor series. But I can't
I was
remember
gonna say
what
honor again.
I can only remember the first one is like called. But like, which fucking book is Tomorrow's Promise? That is one of her books, right? could not tell you. Like there's just something about these titles that like they're not bad titles. I just can never, because of the way my brain works, I can never connect the premise to the
Oh, for
title. And then
sure.
when I want to
Yeah.
go find a book again, I'm like, oh no, which is the one with the blind musician?
I have to memorize the book cover. They always say don't judge
Yes.
a book by its cover, but we know better.
Yes.
We know better. But yeah, I go by covers. You know, the one cover with the mask. You know that one?
Yeah. And there are other like
Right.
there are tons of books in our sector that are kind of
Mm,
like that where it's a little hard to remember. But with this one, never date a celebrity. You know exactly what it is. And so
mm. I'd like to
it's
try.
right. It starts with Imogen. So the book starts actually in Belfast in the prologue. So it all takes part in Ireland, but starting in Northern Ireland in Belfast. Prologue is we see Imogen and she's kind of needs some kind of a change. She's not loving her life. Things have been kind of weird and shitty since her ex broke up with her because her ex was and still is an online influencer who sprung a
Mm.
breakup on her. And I mean, I suppose
Ooh.
I guess it's like, I don't know that actually, I don't think it's that much of a spoiler because even the blurb says her influencer ex turned their breakup into viral content. And so
Oh.
truly, like, she had no idea this was coming. And her ex would like remix it and release like different versions of it and really painting her as the villain in their breakup. And honestly, I was reading it and like I felt it in my stomach. It was just this like viscerally painful thing to read, this kind of like the shame she was feeling. And now she's trying to work a normal
Mm.
job at an insurance company and like her two best friends who also work there are like, okay, what if we quit these jobs and we're going to buy this pub at a seaside
I'm in.
town?
Oh yeah. Fuck. Why
And
not?
well, and at first she's like, "What? No, you're nuts." But then they were like, "You're not happy. Like, what if we do this?" And so the book takes place at this like really small town, kind of close to the sea. It's not clear if it's in Ireland or Northern Ireland, but kind of the big thing that's happening, they're like slowly but surely refurbishing this restaurant.
Hmm.
No, sorry, pub. It's not a restaurant at all. It only serves booze at first. They eventually introduce food. But the kind
Please.
of the big thing that's happening around the village is about 5 miles or so away, this big Hollywood film that's a lesbian
Mm.
romance is being filmed. She doesn't care because she doesn't care about the celebrity world because she's like, fuck everything. Because after that breakup, she deleted all of her socials. She wants nothing to
Oh.
do with anybody famous for any reason. And her friends, though, are super excited because they love the actors in it. And so, there's
I'm
this one
sure.
actor who's like straight and super famous, but the other actor is, I kind of see her as like a Kristen Stewart type, like super famous lesbian playing a
Don't
lesbian in a
ruin it
movie.
for me.
I know, I'm sorry, but
Slap that.
who's another super famous, who's like as famous as Kristen Stewart and is a lesbian actor?
Why are you springing this on me? You know that I'm like,
I know, but I'm just saying in terms of
all on
fame
me on
level.
this. Fame level. Come on. Come on now. Well, I mean, Angelina Jolie.
Is she a lesbian?
Bye. No, but I mean, bye.
Yeah, this
I
character is
just
not
don't
bi, but
like her.
that's okay.
All right, so
So,
lesbian, I can't help you. I'm drawing a complete blank and you sprung it on me.
do you see now why I sprung your least favorite lesbian actor on you?
Because you knew it would block me.
No,
Block.
it was just for comparison's sake, okay? So, this character's name, Amelia Whitlock, and she's like getting even bigger and more famous to the point where her team is like, you need to take security with you, like that kind of level of going
Okay.
from like mid famous to famous famous. And she's kind of a little tired of being recognized all the time. And there's this big sort of meet and greet event where they open up the set so locals can go and check it out. And so Imogen's two friends go and she's like, "You have fun. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I don't know who these people are. I don't care about it. I don't watch movies. It does none of it matters. I will keep the pub open." And who comes into the pub but Amelia
But
Whitlock, who has the
mm,
day off? But she doesn't know who that is. She
Right.
just
Just
thinks
some
it's
hot.
some beautiful woman
Right.
who walks into their pub and they have good chemistry. And Amelia loves that Imogen doesn't recognize her because she's a little tired of being famous. And it's like, oh, this person just thinks I'm.
Just a normal, beautiful woman, middle of the day, wanting a drink. Because that
Hmm.
happens.
And so she tells her that her name is Amy because that's what her closest friends and family call her. And they set
Okay.
up a date. And
Fair.
things sort of happen from there. So it's this question of like, okay, how can this work when first Imogen's in Ireland, Amelia is American, Imogen hates fame, Amelia is famous, and Imogen doesn't know this. And so I had a great time with this book. I thought it
Oh, I'm
was
sure.
very cute. I found the pace on it to be quite quick. It's like, I guess it's like about a bit of a medium pace book, but it was the kind of book, where you're reading. Do you read on a Kindle or do you only read paperbacks?
I do both.
Yeah, so I
I have a
mean, I
lot of
read
books on
everything.
Kindle.
I read everything on Kindle except those books that I bought at that bookstore locally and
Right.
other poetry books, I guess. But I was reading it and it was one where I would look down to see the progress and go, "Whoa, when did I read 15 more percent of this?"
Oh,
Like
wow.
it just
That's
moves
good.
so
Yeah.
quickly. And
Nice.
I think for me, like the chemistry was just so good. It so worked. But at the same time, I was like, you've got to tell her. And she's like, I've got to tell her. And she knows she's got to tell her. But it's this like, it was also so understandable why she would be taken in by Imogen not recognizing her because she is so famous. And the idea that like she gets to just be normal and just be a person and doesn't have to be so image conscious. And she would like kind of psych herself up for, okay, I'm going to tell her. And then it's like, oh no, we're having a moment. I can't tell her we're having a moment. And so it's this like,
But when she finds out,
right? Right. And on the flip side, I also found it completely understandable why Imogen wouldn't want to date a celebrity because, like I said, that breakup scene was so brutal. Like, so, so brutal. But then we find out that because of how that went down and how it was shared and how it was exploited, this woman's fans came after her. And so it's kind of a good reminder that, like, influencer culture can be kind of sick and
right,
fans can be kind of nuts sometimes with like how they treat people
right,
and that reminder that like what you see online might not actually be real, that might not be the full story, but there are still like people's lives being impacted. And once she does find out, there is also this interesting like I don't know if I can be with you. I don't again, the title, never date a celebrity. I don't want that touch with fame, but also what do you do when you feel feelings about somebody
right,
and
right,
you've never had those kinds of feelings before? Like the click is just so real and the connection is so real and it's so good. And I liked that it took place in this small town and I really loved how she brought it to life. I did kind of wish I knew whether it was supposed to be Northern Ireland or Republic of Ireland.
mm,
A long, long time ago, but I got to spend time in some like seaside towns in Northern Ireland, like on a couple of trips. And like it's just this beautiful area and very chill. And the local community is a really great, strong part of this book. Like I felt like the landscape and the area was kind of like almost its own character, but we get to see some of the regular customers. We see them working with local businesses. And it's that reminder that like in a small town, things are just different than they are in cities. So
true.
the other thing I noticed is on the cover, it says it's a never say never romance. So it sounds like there are hopefully, crossing fingers, going to be more books set in this world. And what I'm
Oh,
very curious to see is it Imogen's best friends? Like are Piper and I don't know how to pronounce the name that's spelled Niamh. Is it Neve? I
say it
don't know.
again. N-I.
Amh. It's a very Irish name.
Oh, yeah, I'm not up on my Gaelic. I don't know.
Nope.
I, nope,
So
nope. Nine, nine.
And that's okay. We have other fine quality.
That's true.
So it's kind of
Yes,
that,
we
like, I
do.
wonder, is it them that are going to get, or like, are they the ones that are going to get romances? Is there any chance? So Bridget has a co-star who's this like real pain in the ass, kind of arrogant woman who she only sleeps with like a man in this book, but like, does she maybe discover some aspect of herself and get a romance? I don't know. But honestly, I enjoyed this book so much that I will definitely read whatever comes next in the series. So yeah, like I said, Never Say Never by Claire Forsythe. I had a really great time with this one. I'm super glad I stumbled across it and read it.
So the correct pronunciation for
Hmm.
everybody invested is Neve.
I was right.
You were right. Neve.
Who knew? I
Neve.
must have seen it somewhere one time and squirreled it away in my brain and then immediately questioned myself. Anyway.
Oh, Neve. Yeah, Neve. Yeah, Neve.
Hmm.
That's right. Yeah. So now I'm like reading this whole thing and I need to focus.
That's all for this episode. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for listening. And if you have a friend that you think would like it, would be interested in any of what we talked about, especially the books we recommended, please, tell them about it, send them the link, whatever it might be. And if you want to support us, we do have a link in our show notes to our coffee.
Oh, yeah. And if you want to connect with us on your favorite social media sites, we have links for the show notes for that as well. Or you can search for Queerly Recommended, or you can just email us at podcast@queerlyrecommended.com. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.